back. Thanks a lot for staying with us. We're getting some breaking developments now coming in. And this is as far as the suspense that still remains of who will be the BJP's pick to become the next Chief Minister for Rajasthan. Now you have BJP MLA Kirodi Lal Meena, who in fact has gone on to say that there will be a surprise name for the Chief Ministerial phase. And this is something that we've seen in the BJP's pick for Chhattisgarh as well as Madhya Pradesh. Let's listen in to what Kirodi Lal Meena is saying.
बिल्कुल आपको एक सरप्राइज के लिए तैयार रहना चाहिए जिस पर राजस्थान का पूरा देश अचंभा करेगा। बिल्कुल आपको एक सरप्राइज के लिए तैयार रहना चाहिए जिस पर राजस्थान का पूरा देश अचंभा करेगा।
So Kirodi Lal Meena there saying you should be prepared for a big surprise as far as the BJP's pick to be the Chief Minister for Rajasthan is concerned. And this is something that we've seen even with Madhya Pradesh as well as Chhattisgarh. The name for Madhya Pradesh was declared yesterday, and a day before that the name for Chhattisgarh. But as of now, the names that are doing the rounds for Rajasthan are with the likes of Vasundhara Raje, Diya Kumari, some saying even Rajavardhan Rathore. But Kirodi Lal Meena saying that you will never be able to guess because there will be a surprise as far as the pick is concerned. Let's go straight to our colleague Anshul, who's joining us. He in fact is in Jaipur, has been tracking the developments as far as the BJP is concerned. Anshul, Kirodi Lal Meena already saying that you can continue to guess as much as you want, but will be a surprise. Exactly what we've seen for Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh as well. So I'm not even going to ask you what the names are that are doing the rounds, but just help us understand what is the buzz on the ground.
Well, yes, there is a lot of buzz that is on the ground, especially from late last night. The name of CP Joshi also started doing rounds. The names of central ministers are still very much doing rounds over here on the ground. And today, the only change that has happened over the last 24 hours that till yesterday as well, there were names of, in fact, there were posters of Vasundhara Raje that were put out outside the BJP headquarters. Now, if I could show you over here, all the posters that have been put out, the name of Vasundhara Raje cannot be
महिला
anywhere. The
पिछले 5 बार की विधायक रही हैं
seen anywhere. In fact, the only
संघ से
Rajasthan BJP that can actually be seen in the posters is just CP Joshi at this point in time. Other than that, at this point in time, the MLAs have started to come in. They have started to trickle in inside the BJP office over here. You can see the kind of security that has already been deployed over here. Only the MLAs are now being allowed to go inside. And at approximately 1:30 p.m. is the time that we have been told that the registration process of the MLAs will happen. And post that, the lunch program will happen. And once that lunch program happens, then at approximately 4 p.m. is the time that we are expecting the central observers, Rajnath Singh, Saroj Pandey, to come over here. They will then start that meeting, and once that meeting is started, all the 115 MLAs will be inside, and initially CP Joshi, who is the state president, will address the MLAs, and post that Rajnath Singh will then announce the CM to the MLAs. So at approximately 4:30 p.m. is the time that we are expecting that the CM phase would be announced. But yes, the kind of buzz that is over here, nobody is ready to predict anything, especially after what happened in Madhya Pradesh yesterday.
Okay, Anshul, we'll just request you to stay on with us. There are some of the names that have been doing the rounds, so let's just break down the details in terms of if that was to be true, what is going to be their strength, what is going to be their weakness. Let's do a SWOT analysis of sorts. One of the names that has been doing the rounds is of Vasundhara Raje. Now, but what Anshul is pointing out that a lot has changed on the ground just in the last 24 hours because the posters have suddenly gone. But what works for her? She is a two-time Chief Minister, has support of MLAs. But what goes against her is a working style at odds as far as the top leadership is concerned. What also works for her is because she's been a Chief Minister in the past, she understands the kind of work and expectation of the party. There is a lot of good administrative experience as well. But what goes against her is that a show of strength could offend the top brass. Could she become a threat? Let's talk about the other big contender and the name that is continuing to doing the rounds. That is of Arjun Ram Meghwal. He's of course a strong Dalit face, trusted by both the Prime Minister as well as the Home Minister. But what goes against him is that statewide acceptability is of course arguable. Will he in fact be accepted across the state? That is a big question mark. Someone like Vasundhara Raje, he also has a lot of good administrative experience. But as we pointed out, will he be accepted across the state? The third name that is also doing the rounds is of Diya Kumari. She's a young woman face, a Rajput leader. That works for her. But what goes against is that she has very little administrative experience vis-a-vis some of the other options that the BJP at this point could be considering. What works for Diya Kumari is that she's followed the top leadership's command, and that is why today she is being seen as a top contender. But what goes against her, as we pointed out, if you look at some of the other names that are doing the rounds, comparatively, she has less administrative experience. But these are only some rumors and names that are doing the rounds. Kirodi Lal Meena of the BJP has gone on to say that be ready for a big surprise. Let's bring in our colleague Arun Dhanta as well. We'll request Anshul to stay on with us. Arun, Kirodi Lal Meena already saying that yes, the media is working with a lot of names, but be prepared for a surprise. So what is the thinking within the BJP as far as what they want from their face for Rajasthan leading upwards to the general elections?
Well, see, Ridhima, it's very difficult to predict right now because yesterday we saw they have pulled out a rabbit from the hat in the form of Mohan Yadav, and then of course 2 deputy chief ministers. Now, of course, one thing appears to be very clear from the decisions in both states, be it is Chhattisgarh or Madhya Pradesh, that the focus of BJP is on social engineering. The way they have made an OBC a chief minister in Madhya Pradesh, and that too Yadav, targeting of course Bihar and Uttar Pradesh for Lok Sabha elections, and then of course in Chhattisgarh you have a tribal chief minister. So what is going to be the decision of central leadership of BJP in Rajasthan? That is going to be very interesting. You have 18% scheduled caste Dalits in Rajasthan, so that is also a huge stakeholder there in Rajasthan's politics. You have 15%, 13% tribals there, Jats, Gujars, Rajputs, so all have significant population there. So, and also of course importantly, BJP has been speaking about women, that how they've supported Prime Minister Modi in various elections, be it his assembly elections or Lok Sabha elections. So in these 2 states, Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh, we have not seen any responsibility being given to women. So whether this will be reflected in Rajasthan, but if we talk about women, Vasundhara Raje seems to be getting out of the race. That's what we are picking up. But you never know with BJP ultimately with what they come out. And of course the names that you just mentioned, starting from Arjun Rang Meghwal to Diya Kumari and of course Gajendra Shekhawat, these are dark horses. We do not know on which BJP is going to believe or to give them this big responsibility. Or a new name is also emerging, Ridhima, right now. Anita Badhuni, she comes from Ajmer South seat, so she also appears to be in the race. So but what is going to be the ultimate decision of BJP central leadership, we'll get to know once that meeting ends post 4 p.m. in Rajasthan. Of course, lunch is also there for all the MLAs.
So as Arun is pointing out, there are some new names that are also now doing the rounds other than the ones that we just read out for you. Arun, we'll just request you to stay on with us. Let's go back to our colleague Anshul. Anshul, since you've been on the ground over the last couple of days, the big narrative by the BJP against the Gehlot government was corruption, the status of women. What are some of the key issues that the BJP wants to put in place with their new government?
So yes, corruption is one of the biggest plank on which this entire government was formed. In fact, inside the BJP office, we showed our viewers this morning that the posters that have been put out inside, corruption is one of the biggest issues that the BJP is ready to highlight at this point in time. Apart from that, Article 370 and the judgments that came in from the Supreme Court as well, that is something that is also being projected at this point in time as a big victory for the Bharatiya Janata Party. And other than that, the Ram Mandir, the construction of the Ram temple is also something that the BJP is focusing on at this point in time, and they have made sure posters regarding the same are put up across the BJP office over here. Other than that, as you mentioned, that corruption was one of the issues, paper leaks were one of the issues, that this was the poll plank on which the BJP actually came to power, and also Sabka Saath and Sabka Vikas is what the BJP is promising at this point. But yes, one thing that has still not been confirmed as to who will be the chief minister. It has
Sure.
been 8 days now, and the weight of the people is increasing by every passing minute. So today we are expecting that will happen, and the formula of 1+2 could be implemented out here in Rajasthan as well, as what we are being told. That is one chief minister and 2 deputy chief ministers. That is something that could also be implemented over here. Will that happen? That is the million-dollar question.
That really is the million-dollar question. Around 4:30 is what our colleagues are reporting, that we should have some clarity. Will they follow the same pattern of Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, which is 1 chief minister and 2 deputies? We will know in a few hours from now. Would like to thank our colleagues. Some other reactions coming in.
विधायक दल की बैठक आज है। माननीय पर्यवेक्षक आज पहुंच जाएंगे दिन में, उसके बाद बैठक होगी और शाम को 5 बजे तक सारी स्थितियां स्पष्ट हो जाएगी।
किसका सीएम बनना लग रहा है आपको?
5 बजे ध्यान में आ जाएगा।
आप भी बन सकते हैं?
नहीं, मैं इस